Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, we take a break from our usual diet of our politics and we go into the world of our sports, football especially. So we're going to be counting down the richest football team owners in the world. As guys, I bring you this top 10 richest football team owners in the world. So it does exactly as it says on the tin. That's the title, and that of course is the countdown. So it's from 10 to number 1, as again top 10 richest football team owners in the world. So now before we delve straight into it, apologies for the way I am going to be pronouncing, or should I say butchering, some of the names. They are foreign to me, so any name that is outside of your own immediate environment is foreign to you. I think that applies to all of us. So now let's just delve straight into it. Football teams have now become the new toys of the rich. Billionaires now purchase football teams to invest huge sums of money in them to make the teams competitive in the respective countries by hiring world-class coaches, best players, and other technical staff, and also make a name for themselves. So we bring you the top 10 wealthiest football team owners in the world, and we start off at number 10 with a chap called Richest Makhmetov. Richest Makhmetov. So his fortune is estimated at $12.8 billion, and the team that he owns is Shakhtar Donetsk. So Richest Makhmetov is owners and founder of System Capital Management, which has successfully invested in hundreds of companies in varieties of industries. Shakhtar Donetsk has won 8 Ukrainian Premier League after he took over the team in 1996. So that is the short summation of that. The owner of Shakhtar Donetsk, Richest Makhmetov. So hopefully the names get easier to pronounce than that. And apologies, by the way, I'm sure to the Ukrainians, that is not a difficult name. To me, though a Nigerian, it is. So we go on to number 9. John Fredriksen is the name that we're contending with, and that Fredriksen is spelled in a Scandinavian sort of way. So John Fredriksen, $14.5 billion is his estimated fortune, and Velaranga is the name of the team that is purportedly the owner of. John Fredriksen is an oil magnate who controls the world's largest fleet of oil tankers. He made his fortune when his oil tankers moved during the Iran-Iraq wars in the 1980s. He is also an investor in companies like Seadrill, Golden Ocean Group, Marine Harvest, and Deep Sea Supply. His Seadrill investment alone made him $400 million in dividends annually, which helped his team to move into a 22,000-seat stadium and also rescue the team from its debts. So that is a short summary of that Scandinavian guy owning a team that I'm not, to be honest, familiar with. So we go on to number 8, and it's FrancoisHenri Pinault. So FrancoisHenri Pinault is the chap that we're contending with, and his fortune is estimated at $15.5 billion, and his team is Stade Rennes. So Stade Rennes, I wonder if that is the popular French team called Rennes. So now let's not get to know about him. He is the proud owner of brands like Puma, Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, with the parent company being Kering, which was founded by his father, Francis Pinault, in 1963. His wealth made him acquire French League One Stade Rennes. So it's the Rennes that we are thinking about, or Rennes, however you choose to pronounce it. So that's the team he owns. Francois also operates Group Arithmes, a holding company that manages the family's investment in art, insurance, and wine. So that is number 8. So swiftly we go, and we go on to number 7. Lakshmi Mittal, a name that we are familiar with. Even I know this name. Is a steel magnet even before we get into the details of his life. So Lakshmi Mittal, and his fortune is estimated at $16.1 billion, and the team that he owns allegedly is Queen's Park Rangers. So now let's not get to meet him. Being the world's largest steel producer, ArcelorMittal, Mr. Mittal was forced to take a pay cut some time ago as the demand for steel decreased. Despite the economic hardships, Lashmi still maintains his wealth because of his stake in English football club Queen's Park Rangers. So on we go, and swiftly on to number 6. Paul Allen is the person we're contending with at number 6, Paul Allen, and his fortune is estimated to be in the region of $16.3 billion, and it's the Seattle Sounders that is the team that we're speaking to. Paul Allen is the co-founder of Microsoft along with world richest man Bill Gates. Paul has invested considerably in professional sports franchises, including Seattle Seahawks, Portland Trail Blazers, and most recently as part owner of Seattle Sounders. He also owns CenturyLink Field, where the Sounders play their home games. So that is number 6, and swiftly we go on to number 5. Alisher Usmanov is the person that we're contending with in number 5. Alisher Usmanov. So Alisher Usmanov, $19.4 billion is his estimated fortune, and his team is the great Arsenal. I'm not an Arsenal fan, by the way. I support Newcastle, but nevertheless, we all know that Arsenal is a great name. So Alisher Usmanov, he is considered the richest man in Russia. Usmanov has investments in telecommunication, media conglomerates, mining, and steel. He is a majority shareholder in Metallo Investment, which specializes in manufacturing of steel. Alisher is a majority shareholder in Arsenal Football. So I'm not quite sure if that is entirely true, because I think the majority shareholder in Arsenal is actually an American chap. I forget his name, but I'm pretty certain that that is the case. But nevertheless, we go on to number 4, and in the 4th place we have George Soros, a name of course that you're all familiar with. George Soros in at number 4, the American investor. So 24 billion is the fortune that we're speaking to, and the team that we're talking of is Manchester United, another brand that I'm certain that you're all familiar with. George Soros is the head of one of the most successful hedge funds in history, Soros Fund Management. In 1992, he made $1 billion in a single day by short selling the British pound during the Black Wednesday crisis. Soros has investments in soccer, and soccer, of course, is what the Americans call football, or at least what the rest of the world call football, but they call it soccer in America. He acquired a minority stake in Manchester United when the company went public in 2012. So I was going to contend that George Soros owns Manchester United, because I know almost for pretty certain that it doesn't. It's a different name. I can't quite think of the name again, but certainly not George Soros. But if it's a minority shareholder, then that explains that. So swiftly on we go, we go on to number 3, Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. That is the name that we are contending with, Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. So not Nahyan, but Nahyan. A name, of course, a tongue twister for me, but a name that I'm sure you're familiar with, and you already know the club, Manchester City, of course. Sheikh Mansour is arguably one of the wealthiest men in the world of football, and has found great success since taking over the British Premier League giants, Manchester City. City have clinched 2 English Premier League trophies since he took over as owner. He also recently expanded his football investment with MLS expansion franchise New York City FC and Australian A-League club Melbourne City. So that's the Manchester City owner for you. I'm sure a lot of you would have speculated that he would have been number one, but alas, he is not. So on to number two we go. And who are we contending with? We are going to the Latin quarters, and we're contending with Amancio Ortega. Amancio Ortega is the name that comes in at number two. His fortune is quite huge, actually. $62.9 billion is what we're talking about, and this is virtually the fortune of several countries combined. $62.9 billion, and the club that we're talking about is the less glamorous Deportivo de la Corona. Deportivo de la Corona, for a man with a fortune of $62.9 billion. So now let's meet Mr. Ortega. The Spanish business tycoon is the owner and founder of fashion conglomerate Inditex, which operates in over 5,000 stores in 77 countries. The firm has brands like Zara and Stradivarius under their umbrella. He is known for being the owner of La Liga club Deportiva La Corona. So that is number two. So now we round it off with number one now. Of course, that is the natural port of our destination in the countdown. So I'm just giving you a moment to speculate on the name that you are imagining that you are going to hear as I bring you this. At number one, Carlos Slim Helu. That is the person that we're speaking about. Carlos Slim Helu. His fortune, $86.3 billion is the estimation, and the club in contention is Club Pachu, Club Leon, and Real Oviedo. So there are three clubs now that this guy seems to have bought under his portfolio. So Club Pachua, Club Leon, and Real Oviedo. So now let's meet Mr. Slim. Once the world's richest man, Carlos Slim Helu built his fortune through investments in his conglomerate, Grupo Carso. He is the president and chief executive of Mexican telecom companies, America Movil and Telmex. His company has a stake in two Mexican clubs, Club Leon and Club Pachua. He also purchased a Spanish club, Real Oviedo, in 2012. So that is the top 10 richest, not men in the world, by the way. We're talking about football club owners, what the Americans will call soccer club owners, but I think we are all clear on what we're talking about here. So we are not talking about the richest men in the world. That is a separate list, but we're talking about the wealthiest football club owners in the world. So that's the top 10 list. What do you make of it? How many of them did you guess, and how many of them did you guess wrong? Which of them came as a surprise to you? And are any of them the owners of your club? Which clubs do you support? These are all conversations that we can exchange in the comment section. So come join me there to engage. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clicking, come join me in the comment section. Let's talk football. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.